On Channel 95.7, 708, 69 degrees with Connie and Curtis.
No wind, but rain and thunder coming our way from the lake. I know. Lake, rain. Thanks a lot.
Gosh, do you think August is going to be like 90? The whole month, do you think it'll be in the 90s?
No, I do not. Sorry. I think it's going to be like this. I mean, this is pretty much where this is our lot in life right now. This is where we're at. This is what we're stuck with. This is what we've been dealt with.
Life. We got a freezing cold winter and a freezing cold summer. Well, I mean, it's not freezing, but...
It's cold to you. You don't like it.
No, I do like it.
Oh, well, then you're set.
I mean, it's okay, but I would like 90 degrees every now and again.
Okay. I think I'm going to the beach again today, so I'm hoping for 70s or 80s. You know, you don't want it too hot where the sand is burning your feet. Also, here's a question about sand.
Okay.
Sand volleyball players.
Yep.
Do you think that they just have like superhuman feet? Because I was at the beach the other day and I was going to play some volleyball. And the sand was so hot that I could not even concentrate on playing volleyball. And I was playing with the kids, and they were like dug into the sand, so they couldn't move at all because the sand on the top was so hot. So sand volleyball players like St. John Smith from back in the day, Karch Karai, what are these guys doing? Do they have just superhuman feet?
Well, I know that when people are on sand volleyball teams, so not necessarily pros, but when they're on teams, I have a friend who's on a team, and they water down the court.
They water down, they give it a spray.
Yeah, but I know at like the beginning of the season when it's still spring and it's cold, he was telling me that his feet were so cold, they did not warm up for like 6 hours after one of
Because
those
you're
games.
in the cold, wet sand.
Yes, but he can't play with shoes on because he's always played without shoes.
Right. Well, and you don't want shoes in the sand because they get all filled with sand, and I mean, that's no good. So here he is.
His feet were freezing.
He's got frozen feet.
Yeah.
And then hot feet. Has he ever complained? So he complained about the frozen feet.
Yeah.
Has he ever complained about hot foot?
No.
Maybe they just get used to it.
Maybe.
Sand is hot.
I know.
Seriously, and when you park at the beach and you have to walk all that way, that's the one nice thing.
Do you wear your flops?
Not in the sand.
No.
Once I'm in the sand, they're off. I'm carrying them.
Okay.
Because they fill up with sand.
Do you have like the ones that go...
Yes, and I hate that.
Those are a little better in the sand.
But I don't like it because I'm shooting sand all over, and it's like I'm lifting now heavy sand.
It's flying up your back and going in your hair.
And I don't need this. It's in my hair. It's now in my eyes and in my gum. And I don't want that at all. We had to have a discussion, Katie and I, because she packed us a nice little beach picnic.
Okay.
So we're at the beach. We're having a great fun time. And you know what she pulls out of the cooler? Hummus.
Gosh, I love hummus.
Yeah, try it with sand in it. You ever had gritty hummus? I said, this is the worst thing you could bring to a beach. Hummus or any sort of dip. That's not what you do. You give me a sandwich and I just crunch through the sand. I don't care. But when I'm putting my chip into the hummus and then and I got sand in it, no gracias. No thank you.
Oh.
I will pass on that.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
And either had she. That's what you guys have a lot in common, it seems.
We don't think.
You don't like to think.
Hi, Mary Beth.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Mary Beth?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you guys today?
We're good,
Awesome.
Mary Beth. You're a sand volleyball player?
Well, okay, let's be real. I'm 53. I used to be.
Okay. All right.
But my daughters both play.
Okay.
Okay, what do you do to your feet to make it so you can play?
You don't water down the sand volleyball court.
Okay.
What happens is beach volleyball players, especially in Michigan, they will wear one of two things on their feet. They just wear like ankle socks. So they're literally wear socks.
Okay.
And the other thing that they will wear is you will see players that can actually buy a product that are called sand socks. They're almost like neoprene.
Okay.
Kind of like they're real soft, but it's almost like a lycra, like a bathing suit type material, or like a wetsuit that you might wear in the water.
Right.
And that's what they wear because, Curtis, you are right. You can burn your feet.
Oh yeah. And it's not. I mean, my kids could not concentrate. I had a lot of aces. I liked that, but I felt bad because they were just buried in the sand. They didn't want to move.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And so you are right about the sand. So the next time you go, it's not going to be like your dad when you're wearing white socks with your loafers. You won't be a geek, but you also don't want to wear like tube socks.
Okay, yeah.
No. Please tell him to wear tube socks.
I'm going knee-high.
Tube socks, that's what you're supposed to be wearing.
Okay, I'll go knee-high socks.
No, you wouldn't want to do that. But, if you just wear like, low cut, socks like what you would wear when you go golfing.
Yeah.
And, something kind of thick, even like an Under Armour. Those are pretty popular. But that's what you wear when you play. Put your kids in some socks. Everybody will be happy, and you'll be passing, setting, spiking.
Well, thank you so much.
Awesome advice,
That's
Mary
awesome.
Beth.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
little ankle socks, and then
You know what I think you should do?
It is hot.
To get from the car to wherever you're sitting,
Okay.
just bring a spray bottle.
And just
spray it in front of you everywhere you go. Yeah.
Just a mister.
Just a mister.
And then
Just bring it wherever you go.
Okay. Just my path.
Because that wouldn't look weird at all.
So I just shuffle through the sand because it's hot. So I'm walking.
Cool underneath.
You're walking and you're like hot, and then you just get underneath, and you got little mole tracks. Bum, 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 bum. And I like to pretend that I am a mole. Then each of my feet. Each one is a mole. How do you deal with it? You just keep your flip-flops on the whole time walking to the towel?
I do.
You don't find that you scoop a lot of sand?
Yeah, but my feet don't burn, so I don't care. And then I get there and I empty them out.
Empty, toss the sand out, and then you're right in the water, and you're fine.
That's the end of that. And when I'm sitting on the towel, I go and stick my feet as deep as they can go. Yeah.
What about you, Amanda? You're a beach goer.
I wear my flip-flops.
Okay. Do you ever take them off?
I do take them off to go in the water or if my feet are on the towel, but otherwise they're on.
Okay, so they're on. So you're a towel person, not a beach chair person?
No, I don't think I have any chairs that I could take to the beach.
You got to get some beach chairs. Those things are awesome. They're low slung. It's hard to get up, though, from them, right?
It's one of the continuous arguments Dana and I have.
Towel versus beach chair?
No. I have a little addiction to buying beach chairs.
Okay.
Because they get better every year.
They do. They know how to do it.
Don't they?
They learn, yes.
The last ones I bought, I haven't bought them in 2 years, and I'm stopping myself from buying them. But the last ones I bought were Jimmy Buffett beach chairs. They're big. They have a cooler on one side.
Oh, nice.
And a drink holder on the other. They're the perfect beach chair.
Oh, so like camping chairs you're talking, like big ones.
Yeah.
I'm talking the little low slung.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any of those.
Little tiny beach chairs.
All mine are the camping ones.
Okay. Yeah, those get blown over the wind. These little guys.
You just dig them in.
These little guys, you just sit and you're just chilling, and you have a fishing pole.
I've never had one blow over in the wind.
You got a beer. You got whatever you need. It's safety first, right? And you got your hummus filled with sand. You just eat that.
What kind of hummus was it?
So good.
Or what flavor?
It was a Mediterranean hummus. It was real good off the beach, but then on the beach, a little bit of a crunch to it.
I love hummus.
They're not the good kind of crunch.
Oh.
You shouldn't be eating sand.
No.
Ever.
I mean, sometimes you can't help it.
And then I said we should bring a table, put up a little table. And she said, well, then the table would be all sandy. And I said, exactly. But we would have somewhere to sit this where it's not on a towel.
Did you make subs this time?
Not at ground level. No subs. No, we just went hummus and different little things to eat around the hummus. Little snacky stuff.
Okay.
And just a swing and a miss.
Maybe you could pack the cooler next time.
And maybe I could. But I'm not going to.
Want to be part?
Go crying to your mama.
Hey, don't do it, all right?
728 at Channel 95.7. We're up to 70 degrees now.
Woohoo!
My sister just texted me. She's in Virginia Beach.
And what did she say?
It's going to be 97 there today.
There you go. Right? You were complaining. You said you would like it to be in the 90s.
You can have it.
You want it to be in the 90s, and she's got it for you right over there. Mm-hmm. Does she eat hummus in Virginia Beach?
Oh, yeah.
And they get sand in it, like when Katie, my wife, takes the hummus to the beach?
I don't know if she takes it to the beach or not.
You got to watch yourself. Did you watch The Bachelorette last night? OMG!
Oh, that was on.
Spoiler.
No, I did not.
Well, Eric died.
Well, I know.
But we had to deal with it last night.
Okay.
Uncomfortably.
Oh,
I didn't like it.
Okay, so
we got to go to Chris Harrison's house. So everybody was they go into the men's house party. So you go to the one guy's house and you meet his family, and then the one guy's house and you meet his family, and then the one guy's house and you meet his family, and then the one guy's house and you meet his family. That's how that goes. So they're all at the house and they're all having a good time, and then they're at Chris Harrison's house. Chris Harrison has an awesome house, very nice, a mansion, I would say. Like it was very roomy, and he sits everybody down. And Andy's not there yet. Andy's the bachelorette. She's not there. So he says, I'm going to tell everybody at the same time. So the four guys are just sitting there. They probably were talking, but to us, they were not. They were sitting all in silence, wondering what's going on. Andy walks in. Boom, Eric is dead. And I'm like, Chris, couldn't he have said it nicer? Worked it out. But just first thing he says, Eric is dead. And they're like, oh. So then they're crying. And then the crew comes in, and they're crying, and everybody's hugging.
Oh, okay. So I'm a little confused because you had said that earlier in the season,
right?
They definitely acknowledged it.
Yes, because it was live. Well, it wasn't live, but they kicked it off at the beginning of the season and said, hey, this season we got Eric. It was the one where Eric got voted off.
Okay.
They didn't have a rose ceremony.
Okay.
They said, Eric is gone, and Eric didn't get voted off. Eric got booted from the show because he was kind of a jerk. So Eric's off, and we're not going to have a rose ceremony. We're not going to show it. And we're all like, no, we want to see it. And he's like, well, here's who's safe. Bum, 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 boom. And no rose ceremony.
Did you say Eric was kind of a jerk?
Yeah.
The guy who died?
Yes.
Oh, he was.
So that's why Andy feels so bad, because Andy had booted him.
Okay.
But then they're all like, he was great. I loved him so much. And here is the worst thing, the worst quote. Okay.
All right.
Dude dies paragliding, right? So he goes paragliding. He's throwing himself off of things with just a parachute.
Right.
And Nick says, well, that's the last thing you think of. That's like one of the first things you think of, right? That's the last thing you think is going to happen. No, Nick, it's not one of the last things you think is going to happen. The guy is throwing himself off of a mountain. He even knew, like he said, he's like, yeah, I'm adventurous. I do dangerous things. I take risks.
Right.
That's not the last thing you think is going to happen. Anyone who jumps off of anything, that's like the first thing they're thinking. That's why they do all the safety stuff.
Well, and that's the reason why I don't do it, because it's the first thing I think of. And I don't do it.
If it's not the first thing you think of, then you're just being reckless. Right?
Right.
You need to know this is dangerous. I need to go. So then Nick, that's the last thing I would have thought of. Really, Nick, you idiot, you dolt.
Well, it's just like, so how did Andy handle it? Because
Andy just cried the whole time.
You said Andy thought he was a jerk.
Well, in that instance. So then she was upset that the last thing she had said to him was, get out.
Right.
You know, she had thrown him out. I kicked him out, I think was the quote. Then she's like, I kicked him out. And she wanted to be strong for all the guys. And Chris is like, no, these guys are here for you. Let them be strong for you. And she's like, no, I have to be strong for them. They're here because of me. And then Chris is like, no, but you're a woman and you're not allowed to have strength. And it was awkward.
Did he say that? He didn't say that.
That's what he was saying inside, between the lines. Okay. That's what he was saying. Let these strong men take care of you, Andy. Yeah, weird.
How long did they discuss this? How long did that? Is it still 2 hours long?
It's still 2 hours
17
long.
times a week?
Still 2 hours long.
Okay.
One time a week. One night a week now.
It was, what, twice a week?
It used to be twice a week.
3 times a week?
Yeah.
8 nights a week?
Your little show, Big Brother. That's watching Dangerously Close.
I haven't even watched that yet. Okay, so it's 1 night a week, 2 hours now.
2 hours. So they did the home visits, and it was all happy and fun. And Chris told her she could be a homemaker there in Iowa if she moved there.
And, you're making it sound like Chris Harrison is a little sexist.
No, not that Chris.
Oh. Chris, the guy she's dating?
The contestant.
Okay.
Said, she's like, what would I do here? And he's like, well, you could be a homemaker. But you saw that all week on the commercial, so you knew that was coming.
Did he really say that?
Yes, but in jest, I believe.
I mean, you could be.
You could
be a homemaker anywhere.
You could be a bazillion things, you know. So, so then they're there, and for probably the last 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
It was all about that. And then the rose ceremony came, and she is holding the rose, and then she runs out of the room. And Chris Harrison goes after her and says, what is wrong? She says, I just remember, kicking him off the show, and remember, I see him in there. He's like, let these men be strong for you. Let me be strong for you. And she's like, oh, okay. So then she goes out and she boots Marcus, and then it's over.
I don't mean to laugh,
Spoiler.
but you are just ridiculous.
That's what he was saying.
And I'm sure it sounded all exactly like that.
Let these men be strong for you. Ugh. And then he hit her over the head with a club and dragged her back into the room by her hair. Here you go, you cave woman. Let Josh take care of you. Let Nick take care of you. Let Chris take care of you.
Well, sometimes you have to let your partner be strong for you.
These guys, well, you're 3 partners, right? You're 4. Marcus is just standing there like quivering. No wonder he got booted. Spoiler.
He's like quivering.
But he really loves her.
He couldn't be strong, and she did not love him at all, and that was so apparent throughout the episode. Like, he would go to kiss her, and she's like,
Is Marcus the Dan one?
Marcus was the Dan one.
Goodbye, Dan one.
Dan one is gone.
Marcus apparently looked kind of like my husband, Dan.
Spoiler.
That's what Curtis said.
Spoiler.
Oh, I liked him.
Yeah.
I thought he was cute.
He was all right.
He was a quiverer.
Yeah, well, they all were quivering. And then Nick, who was so fake all the time, like, he just was crying, too, and he's wearing his little pink jacket, and I'm like, Nick, What's your deal?
Real men wear pink.
No.
Oh.
Real men dress nicely. Nick was not dressed nicely. Nick was wearing that so that we would talk about him the next day on TV.
Okay.
Nick did not make a fashion choice.
It sounds like this TV watching experience.
It was a good one. What was emotional? It was
riles you up.
It was emotional.
Yeah, you sound like you've been very touched emotionally by this show.
Well, because
you sound angry and annoying.
Well, I was a little annoyed that Chris Harrison kept telling her, let these men be strong for you, because that's ridiculous, seriously. And then I was annoyed that she wanted to be strong for everyone. It's like, why can't you? And I was annoyed because they only were with this guy for like 2 weeks, maybe 1 week. Who knows how long in real time?
Right.
And they're all like devastated. And it was like Andy had never had anyone die around her or knew about death, because like, it's just so permanent and so sudden. It's like, oh my goodness, Andy, people die.
Well, it is permanent and sudden. But
both
here's
things,
what I think.
But don't be surprised.
Here's what I think, though. When they're going through this whole bachelorette process, they're so emotional. You can't imagine, because watching it, and you're you.
Right.
And so you're
I get emotional.
You're a little cynical.
It's like that song. I get so emotional.
Like that. Oh, no, Whitney.
Is that Whitney?
Yes.
And she's dead too?
Curtis.
Man, her passing, sudden, permanent. Let me be strong for you women here in the studio.
Stop it.
Women, I will be strong for you. Women of Grand Rapids, allow me to be strong for you.
Thank you, Curtis.
Everyone,
You'll be strong
here I am.
for all of us?
West Michigan women, I got this. Get on my back. And my front, and let's go. Let's do this.
Connie and Curtis. Not such a bad thing to fall in love with me.
747 at Channel 95.7 with Connie and Curtis. It's a T-shirt Tuesday with Pegasus Sports and Goodrich Quality Theaters. And Stacy just won some shirts and some movie passes.
To go, Stacy.
Yay.
Oh, my G. I have breaking news over here. This is some good breaking news.
It's good?
This is crazy.
Oh, thank God.
This is great news for Amanda, but then not really, kind of, because she hates to read. J.K. Rowling has just added a new Harry Potter short story to the internet. Just like seconds ago. It just happened.
It'll be out on a book on tape, Amanda. Then you won't have to read it.
Someone will read it to you.
An MP3.
Oh, that'd be so romantic.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
You should do books on tape, Connie.
I should.
Yeah, I would listen to you read. That'd be fun.
I would love to do that.
Try a little, read a little something to us, please, if you have something there. This is Connie's book on tape.
I'm trying to find an interesting story that I want to read to you.
Okay, yeah, take your time. That's fine. I got nothing going.
This is an article that Amanda printed for me called Want a Better Relationship?
Okay.
Change the way you sleep together. Turns out the happiest couples have the same sleeping habits. Many random things about your lives, from your stress levels to your social media use, can have an effect on how you treat each other and ultimately if you make it in the long run.
I like this.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're a good reader. You're ready.
Thank you. I'm very ready.
So what does that change the way I sleep together? What does that mean?
Yeah. You want to hear more about it?
I do.
Do I have to read it to you? Because it's very long.
No, just tell me about it.
Okay, so...
It's raining, by the way. There you go. Okay, back to you.
Thanks. That's the bad news.
Okay.
It tells you to take your clothes off because couples who sleep with their clothes off are happier.
Like nude sleeping.
And then if you sleep closer to each other, you're happier.
Okay. So get naked and then get really close to one another.
That's numbers 1 and 2. Number 3, don't be afraid to touch each other.
So number 1, get naked. Number 2, get close. Number 3, start touching. That's not sleeping.
And when they say touching each other, I mean like foot. Like, you know,
touch someone's foot.
If your foot touches or something, don't let that throw you off.
That's not what they're talking about.
You need the proper amount of sleep.
Okay, how much?
Whatever's proper for you.
Okay.
Okay. If you like to sleep face to face, it's okay.
Okay, so get naked, get close, touch, get the proper amount of sleep face to face if you want.
But the last one is my favorite one.
Okay, so I'm naked, I'm close, I'm touching, I'm getting my proper amount of sleep. I'm face to face if I want to be.
Uh-huh.
And what's next?
And if all else fails, sleep apart.
Yeah. So I'm
That's
naked.
My favorite one.
Naked, I'm close, I'm touching, I'm getting the right amount of sleep. I'm face to face. Now I'm in a different bed. And then it's perfect. That's what it does it for you.
It's our dream way to sleep.
It takes you somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't be afraid to sleep separately.
Yeah, I am not at all.
Me neither.
If I get too hot or too cold or too anything, I'm out of there.
It's funny because people, Dan and I, during the week sleep separately.
Okay.
And the reason is because I get up so early.
Right.
I wake up so easily because I'm always nervous that I'm going to miss my alarms.
You got the nerves.
And he snores a lot. So it wakes me up. So we sleep separately, but you would be amazed in buying this house. And, people just coming up and asking me about the house and blah, blah, blah. Or people who have seen it. I get the strangest looks from people when I say he's got his room and I've got my room.
Okay, because it makes it seem like maybe you guys are on the outs,
Which is very 1950 to me.
Far from the truth.
It's very far from the truth.
You guys are
We're
not
happier.
on the outs.
Things are better because I'm not annoyed with him when I wake up because he woke me up 50 times.
Exactly.
But it's amazing how many people are like, oh. And then I have to explain, well, I get up very early in the morning.
Right.
He does
I'm a
not.
soft sleeper.
I'm a soft sleeper, blah, blah, blah.
He's loud.
And they still look at me or us like,
Well, you guys are kind of weirdos. And, just with the rest of your life. Are you nude at this point? Are you at step 1 of this article?
when I'm talking to people?
Yes. When do you start the steps?
When you get in bed.
Okay, so in bed.
When you're in your bedroom.
Okay, so it's not
That's
like
when you start
get
the
home,
steps.
get nude, get close, touch, sleep face to face, get the
And
amount of
walk
sleep you
naked
need,
to your other room.
and then walk nude to your. Well, you're right. Do I put clothes on in my other room?
Do you remember when we were talking about sleeping separately months ago, and a woman called and said her husband is a builder, and the big thing now is to build new homes with double master suites.
2 master suites.
Because so many people are sleeping separately.
Because you want your room, and then she wants her room, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'm fine. I like just having one room,
Yeah.
but whatever.
Whatever floats your boat. I love having 2 rooms.
See?
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You wouldn't have it. So this Harry Potter story, he's 30, and he is going to the Quidditch World Cup final, Amanda.
Interesting.
I think you're going to love it. He's an older gentleman now, an older
And
chap.
it's a short story?
like in the epilogue.
Short little story, yeah. So it follows. She had written a couple Quidditch World Cup stories too. So this one follows it, and then Harry is there. It's crazy.
Are you excited, Amanda?
I am excited. I didn't really like the epilogue at the end of all the books.
Okay.
So I hope that this isn't another disappointment.
It is the first time that she's written since the epilogue, so we don't know what it's going to be. But Amanda will be out of commission for the next 3 to 4 hours.
No, I will not be reading it until I get home.
While she reads this short story.
Is there any point, do you love this whole Harry Potter thing so much that there's any point you will ever possibly think that it jumped the shark and it should just go away?
Ooh.
No.
Or if she continues coming out with them till 2050, are you going to be fine with that?
I think
And
it's
here's
good.
another short story. He's 90.
She
Right,
needs the
when she
cash.
said she was done, she said she was done.
It's like Cher. Cher
Right.
doing her world tour
It's
500 times.
It's exactly like Cher. It is exactly.
When you do
I
a
was just
goodbye
thinking-
tour, it should be a goodbye tour.
I was thinking to myself as you two were talking, it's like Cher, and then
knew it.
and then you
See?
popped in with it's like Cher, and I was thinking that exact same thing.
You and I channel each other.
Yes, we channel each other. You were saying it, I was thinking it. Amanda's never gonna read it. It's okay. It happens. It happens every single
Just
time.
like Cher.
Just again, I'm right there with you. You have nailed
like her.
this.
Thank you.
Cher is always writing short stories about wizards and things. That's what she does. That's her deal.
I would read Cher's short stories.
You would.
I think
she probably has a lot of them.
she would have some fascinating
They could be
stories,
about
I
her
think.
marriages. All of her marriages are very short, right?
I don't know. Are they?
Sonny, married for like a year, 2 years, maybe had that one kid who's now a guy. And then Greg Allman, she was married to, no kids.
yeah.
I don't think. And then no other. Married to the work, married to the song.
She was married twice. Was
So
that
many
it?
marriages.
Yeah, I thought she tried marrying some other kid, but he was like 20 and she was like 90. and she got lost on the way to the church, and they found her, and she was sitting on a park bench singing "I Got You, Babe," and they're like, "No, ma'am, you need to go home." And she's like, "No,
Curtis, she
I don't
looks
need to."
Does
Does she?
Don't you?
I don't know.
you-
I haven't
have you not
her.
seen her? Google
No.
her.
Google Cher. Hold on.
Yeah,
Here we
look at
go.
her. She's like 70, but
she looks the same.
She looks like she's 30.
Okay, Cher.
She's got a great body.
Google image.
Awesome hair. She's always had awesome hair.
Oh, like Bruce Jenner with a wig is what I'm getting here.
Connie and Curtis.